the entertainment Talking Sports.
What is going on, football fans? Back at it with another New York Giants video. And in this video, I'm going to talk about the undrafted free agent that was picked up from Illinois, Oluwole Betiku. And when I did some research on him, I was pretty impressed with this prospect and think he has a lot of upside with the New York Giants. The Giants might have found a diamond in the rough. Kind of wanted to jump into him, was pointed out by several of my subscribers on my videos yesterday and on Twitter. I'm trying to conserve my voice. I'm going to have a couple more videos up for you guys today, so be sure to check them out. So thank you to everybody that pointed me in the direction of this prospect. And I'll tell you what, he's got a ton of potential out of Illinois, but he's certainly untapped potential. We're going to get into some of his flaws. He's had an extensive injury history last year even. I think he missed 3 games due to injury. The year before, he missed an entire season. Came into college as a 5-star recruit. The talent is there. The size and the speed are there. Did not participate at the NFL Combine. And had he, due to, when you look at his pro day numbers, he very well may have been drafted, but the Giants may have found somebody here who's also versatile. He's played both the defensive line and the edge rusher in the outside linebacker formation. With the Giants, if he were able to make the big squad, I think that is the position he would play, and maybe at some point could certainly be a situational pass rusher. But the Giants may have very well found themselves a diamond in the rough here. We're going to go over some of his attributes, his size, his speed, everything else. And there he is, Oluwole Betiku out of Illinois, standing at 6'3", 250 pounds, playing for Illinois. He's formerly from Nigeria, which is where he says he wants to, help his parents out from there. I read that in an article, if and when he gets paid in the NFL. Here are some of the eye-popping numbers that I found in an article from Betiku last year, well at Illinois. Betiku's sole season in Champaign was full of eye-popping numbers. I believe he started at USC, if I'm not mistaken. He had 36 tackles. This all in 10 games, by the way. 36 tackles, 13 for loss, 9 sacks, 7 quarterbacks hurries on the season. 11th in the nation and 2nd in the Big Ten in sacks per game at just under 1 per game. 22nd in the nation and 5th in the Big Ten in tackles for loss per game at 1.3. Tied for 7th in Illinois' single-season history with 9 sacks in 1 year in just 10 games. His pro day numbers make you question why he wasn't invited to the Combine. According to Fanspeak.com, here's where he would have ranked compared to the other defensive linemen well at the Combine. And I was able to pull up these numbers for you. This isn't just at Illinois. This is at the Combine for all the defensive linemen. Of course, he will be playing some outside linebacker as well with the New York Giants. I think they'd move him around. His 40-yard dash time, he ran a 4.69, which would have been the 3rd best time. His vertical of 32 inches would have been 10th. His broad jump of 9.7 would have been 12th. His short shuttle of 4.26 would have been 1st. And his 3-cone drill at 7.26 would have been 4th. So a lot of potential here with this prospect if they could coach him up. Now here's some of the cons to his game, the overview. The temptation will be to overvalue the impact production totals from the 2019 season. So they're basically saying people are going to look at his numbers and they may be tempted to overvalue where he is as a prospect right now. But the tape clearly shows a distinct lack of skill, instincts, and consistency against both the run and the pass. The athletic traits, power, and explosiveness are hard to miss, and there will be teams more than happy to stash and develop the former 5-star recruit. He hasn't played much football, but he's very coachable and should keep improving with better technique and some reps. He's a developmental edge in even or odd fronts, but the ceiling is difficult to determine with such a basic skill set married to such explosive traits. So it seems like a guy that has a lot of natural ability, but needs to be coached up, needs to refine his game, and who better to do that than Joe Judge and the New York Giants coaching staff. His overall strength: tremendous body composure and physique. Physical traits and quick twitch explosiveness are enticing. Shows potential to collapse the edge as a bull rusher. Compact two-hand swipe can displace the punch. Big closer to the quarterback once he makes it into the pocket. Explosive burst into the pocket on the twist underneath. Craves coaching and should keep improving. Love hearing that. That's been a common theme with a lot of these prospects. Natural foot quickness and athleticism. Doesn't realize how heavy and violent his hands can become. Power to jolt and stuff tight ends once he gets his technique right. So, a lot of potential here from this prospect. In terms of the weaknesses, missed 3 games in 2019 with the ankle injury, redshirted in 2018 with a hip injury. All elements of his play are very raw. Inconsistent taking on blocks, slow activation of his hands, plays with borderline football IQ. The same trap blocks tag him over and over. Gets caught up in block engagement and fails to locate the ball. No rush plan, just charges forward. Needs entry-level understanding of rush moves and counters. 6 of his 9 sacks came against non-conference opponents in the first few weeks of the season. So there you have it. There's some of the cons, some of the things he definitely needs to work on. But from the sounds of it, this is a guy with a ton of natural ability. And if he could be coached up, and he seems very willing to learn, could be a guy that we look back in 2 or 3 years and say, wow, how did the New York Giants get this guy off the undrafted free agency scrap heap? I like the pickup. Who knows what he could turn into? Maybe he'll just be a situational pass rusher, or maybe he'll never make the team at all. But certainly has some upside, and maybe the New York Giants could find a spot for him on the roster. As always, guys, if you liked what you watched, please subscribe, drop a comment, maybe give me a little thumbs up. Cheers.